Welcome to Made in Walker, the podcast that connects you to the people, the stories, and the ideas shaping our community. From local innovators to everyday change makers, we're diving deep into what makes Walker a great place to live, work, and grow. Here's your host, Nicole DiDonato.
Thank you for joining us today. They're a business that has been rooted in Walker now going on 3 generations. I'm joined by Will Noordyk of Noordyk Business Equipment right here in Walker. Will, thank you so much for being here.
Nicole, happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
And going on to 3 generations, bring us back to the first generation, how that all started.
Sure. So yeah, my grandfather was actually one that started the company. He started it in 1946. After he got out of the Army. In the Army, he was trained to fix typewriters. So when he got out, he said, that's what I'm going to do for work. Yeah. He started the company out of his parents' basement and in 1946. So next year will be 80 years for us. Oh, wow. He got a storefront sometime in the early 60s and grew that. It was a shared storefront, and I believe he got his own storefront in 1966. Yeah. He was doing typewriters, adding machines, cash registers, just kind of growing the business, and ended up growing to the point where he needed some more employees. My father joined the company in, I believe, the early 70s, and he ended up taking over, moving the store from Leonard to Alpine in the late 70s. He bought the company from my grandfather, I believe, in 1988, kind of turned it into what it is now with the digital printing, printers and copiers, and more of the office materials. I think they changed names from Noordyk Typewriters to Noordyk Business Equipment, somewhere in there. And he moved from Alpine to Walker on Remembrance in 2007 to where we are now. So,
wow. So you grew up around this throughout your life.
Yeah. I was born and raised in Walker, not too far from where the building is now, and been in love with the community ever since.
Yes. And growing up around the family business, did you think one day, I'll probably end up here, or were you hesitant?
I was told I would, and I never thought I would, and they never really pushed it. You know, I went to work with my dad on Saturdays, helped him clean the shop, and like I said, grew up around it, and it's a family business, so even when business is done, it's at home. They're talking business. It's family. It's never gone. So I heard about it. I knew about it, but I wanted to work on cars, and they were very, very supportive of that. I graduated high school, and after that, I worked on cars for about 7 years. That stopped being fun. So I was like, well, if you're not doing what you love every day, it's not fun. Find something else to do. Talked to Dad, and he said, yeah, there's a sales position open, but you got to go through the process, go through the interview with the sales manager. So did all that, and turned out I ended up being pretty good at it and liked it, and here we are a couple of years later. Me and my sister are in the process of buying the company from our parents. So,
yes, wow. And how has that family dynamic helped business or influenced business and how you operate?
Yeah, sure. Well, like I said, it's always businesses everywhere all the time for us. So even when we're out to dinner on Sunday after church, business comes up in conversation. It's inevitable. So it's nice because it helps move things. It helps business keep going because we can constantly talk about it, and we don't have to have meetings throughout the day with everybody else. But it comes with its challenges too. Sometimes you forget to, hey, it's Christmas. Let's focus on the family.
Sure.
But it's good. It's fun working with family.
Yes, yeah. And since you've taken over, become part of the business, what types of changes have you seen as far as technology and through some of the hardships of the economy and such?
So technology has been changing a lot. The printers themselves haven't changed a whole lot in the past 10 years, but they come with a lot more security and scanning features, and people are trying to go paperless all the time, but we found out, hey, you still need to print, but we need to come up with some other business solutions to offer. So we have other office solutions like phones and folders, shredders, all that type of stuff. You mentioned hardships. We had a really hard time through COVID, as well as everybody else did, I'm sure. But it was kind of after the fact. So we got through COVID okay. We maintained all of our service techs would be able to stay on staff, and we got to pay them. They got to work and help maintain the machines that were in the field for the businesses that were able to remain open. Our salesmen did have to take a layoff. And then the following years is really when it hurt, was when the supply chain had issues. So we were back full staff, businesses roaring everywhere else. We got offices or people in the office, and they're selling, but we don't have any equipment coming in to deliver. And if we're not delivering any equipment, we can't get paid. So we needed to come up with a solution for that. We found a lead on some refurbished equipment that we were able to get back into our shop, refurbish ourselves, and provide customers with newer machines. We were able to pay our salesmen and move on. And around 2023, it all leveled back out to normal. So
yeah, and probably feel not quite invincible, but having made through that tough time. Okay, it was eye opening and it was challenging. But like you said, we're dealing with it now too with the tariffs going on and the supposed supply chain issues that are going to be coming up. Right. But we got a grasp on it and we got a plan. So it's like, hey, we're not scrambling for the fences right now. We're bring it on. That's a strong place to be in. Yes. That's great.
Yes, it is.
And looking forward, where do you see the company once you and your sister kind of take over full ownership? Any ideas or so that you have?
So in the past, we've always just wanted to stay local and stay in West Michigan. 2020, end of 2022, we were approached by a dealership in Lansing that sold the same brand that we sell. And he basically said, if I don't sell to you, I'm going to sell to your biggest competitor, and it's not going to be good for my customers or you guys. And we said, okay. So that was October of 22. We closed on that company in January 23. So it was a really, really fast acquisition. But with that, it was kind of eye-opening of what the company could turn into. Yeah. And so me and my sister kind of took the lead at the Lansing location, and we're growing that business. And I think we want to just keep growing. So as long as we can keep taking care of our customers the way we have, we want to just keep growing and getting after it. So
because you're not only serving West Michigan right now, you kind of branched out pretty good for the state.
We like I said, we started in West Michigan and just kind of held our bubble here. But with the Lansing acquisition, we go as far east as we just signed a customer in Fowlerville. Okay, we go up to Mount Pleasant, Big Rapids, down to Kalamazoo and Battle Creek. So pretty good chunk of Central Michigan, if you will.
Yes, And if running a family business and being involved day to day wasn't enough, you guys are incredible at getting out in the community and actually giving back. So,
we try.
And what's the passion and the motivation behind that?
So it's like I said, I grew up in Walker, and we were always a part of the Walker Rec League sports, the hockey, the soccer, the baseball, the softball. I walk my dog at Walker Park almost every day, so it just feels natural to give back to the community that we enjoy. Yeah. My sister has 4 kids under the age of 10, so it's great to have all those events that you guys offer that she can take them to and we can enjoy. And if we can go to them and sponsor them and help give back, why not do both?
Yes, absolutely, yes. And so your reach it's far-reaching, knowing that not only are you taking care of the community, but really in more ways than one you are.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. And any examples of significant challenges that have stuck in your mind that will kind of take you in another direction, or just
challenges for the company? Not so much. I mean, other than the COVID thing and just struggling to keep up with technology. But we've had customers that have had issues getting financed. So we got customers that are new and they don't have credit, and they need to get lease approved to have a machine so they can do business. And that's kind of how we're different than some of the bigger companies, is we can cut through that red tape and say, well, the lease company doesn't want to finance you, but we know who you are as a person, and you're in our community too. So hey, we'll take a gamble on you. We'll finance it for you. You pay us a monthly fee, and we'll give you the machine. And so that's kind of how we cut through the red tape and cut through some other issues and struggles that other people have. But
yeah, and that's great that, again, you guys are right here in our backyard and able to service our community that way.
Yeah.
And what is something with technology that maybe folks wouldn't typically realize that you deal with all the time, or that could be surprising?
Yeah, the printer's a lot more than just a printer.
Okay,
They have a lot of options and a lot of different capabilities. They can scan, they can fax, you can scan stuff right to a specific folder. So you can print from your phone. Yeah. There's just a lot of different fancy things that go on that people don't think of it. They just say, oh, it's a printer, and it's not working today.
Right. It's just a big thing in the middle of the the office. But that's pretty incredible. Yeah. What other types of things do you guys service?
So we offer phone systems as well. Okay. So like voice over IP. A lot of people are going away from the big phone companies that use the telephone lines and going to an internet-based phone system. Same thing with fax. People are going away from the fax line and using an internet-based fax system. Okay. So we have stuff like that. We have other softwares that we offer for a lot of schools. People that need to print sensitive information that they print to a central location, so they don't want it sitting out there, so they hit print, but it actually won't release until they walk up and scan their ID badge or something along those lines.
Okay,
so different solutions like that. we offer a lot of stuff for print shops, like offline finishing stuff, like cutters, shredders, laminators, folders, anything that handles paper. We can typically have something to do with it. So,
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
And, any kind of fond memories, either from growing up around this or any more modern ones?
The acquisition of the building in 2007 was cool. We renovated it quite a bit.
Because what was it before?
It was Garter Pool Building before. And so, we totally redid the look of it. It was a 2-peaked sloped roof, and now it's one.
Yeah.
We added on a garage. Another thing that happened, I couldn't tell you when. It had to be around 2013 or 14. We had the roof of our barn caved in from snow. So that was scary. We got a call on Sunday after church from the cops, and come down to work. Your barn collapsed.
Yeah,
So.
those winters had a lot of snow.
Yes,
they
they
certainly
did. But other than that,
yes. And what do you want folks in the community to know about your business, even if they didn't know how much you do for the community or what all you
just
do?
that we take a different approach than most companies that are in the industry that we are. We really take a client-centric view. We want to come in and really understand what you're doing and how you're doing it, and we want to make recommendations. We don't want to just be a third quote for you.
Yes.
So
we're here to make our lives easier.
That's right.
So
That's right.
We really appreciate all you do for community business-wise, but especially beyond as far as giving back. It means so much to us. So, Will, thank you so much for being here today.
Happy to be here, Nicole. Thank you for having me.
And we appreciate you tuning in as well.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Made in Walker podcast. If you have comments or questions about this podcast, or if you have suggestions for future episodes, we'd love to hear from you. Please drop us an email at podcast@walker.city. Made in Walker is the official podcast of the city of Walker, Michigan. You can find Made in Walker wherever you get your podcasts.